We got Kajan Johnson back here on the program. Of course, he's going to be taking on Rustam Khabilov at UFC Fight Night 136 in Moscow on September 15th. Kajan, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Ready to go.
I bet, man. It's been. I was gonna say it's been a while, but it really hasn't. It's been actually kind of a short time since you and I last talked. Of course, I saw you in Calgary at UFC, the UFC Fox card, I should say, back in July, and getting a quick turnaround in this fight. How did this all come together with you getting this matchup?
As you know, I was supposed to fight Rustam before. I was supposed to fight him instead of Stevie Ray, and then he pulled out. He had to have knee surgery, so I ended up Stevie stepped in, and we got it done. And then after this fight, I was not at the last fight, the Makachev fight. I wasn't very happy, obviously. So like the night after the fight, I was just thinking like, what am I doing? What's happening? And the next morning, I just woke up and I texted my manager right away. Like that was the actual first thing I did as soon as I woke up. So I texted my manager. I'm like, "Yo, like get me on a short notice list. Like I'm not going out like that. Like I want to re up. Like I'm healthy. I'm good to go. Like let's just do it again, you know." And yeah, then the UFC came back within about a week, saying, "Yeah, Makachev. I mean not Makachev. Khabilov in Moscow." I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." You know, it's a very similar opponent to Makhachev, slightly different. I think Rustam has a little bit better boxing than Islam did, but Islam had a greater submission threat. Rustam will throw you on your head for sure, but once he's on the ground, he's more just worried about keeping you there and working on ground and pound. A little bit less of a submission threat, but definitely more of a striking threat, both on the feet and on the ground. So I'm excited to be able to take the knowledge that I got from the Islam fight, the lessons that I got from that, and then go and apply it immediately with a similar style of fighter.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay. Do you just look back at your last fight as like, hey, I made a mistake. They capitalized. Is that kind of what you take away from it?
Yeah, I made several mistakes. Not too many on the feet. On the feet, everything was going to plan. There were a couple shots that I didn't throw that I could have thrown, but I think that it was smart of me to kind of wait and give it that feel out process. But as soon as he got a hold of me, I made a couple technical errors that I've now corrected, and really, these are things that I knew then. There was nothing that happened in that fight other than him getting the near side underhook. That kind of fucked up my plan for his 3/4 mount. Him having the near side underhook really shut down the options that I had there. But other than that, I knew everything that I needed to do, but I just didn't. I didn't do it when it came to the time for it to happen. Right? I didn't actually perform. Right? So now I've done more and more reps. I've made sure that everything is second nature. I've kept up my fitness level, so I'm in great shape. I'm ready. I've still got another week here at Tristar headquarters, and then I go back home to finish it off. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one.
So, did you take any time off between your last fight? Because again, this was very quick as far as you taking this matchup. Like, how long have you been in Montreal for?
I've been here for a week, and I got another week. I usually do 2 weeks. It's hard for me to leave my gym for more than 2 weeks. It's like I get neurotic. Like ah. So, but yeah, I took 5 days off. I got back to training on the following Friday after the fight, and I've been going hard ever since. So yeah, we're just keeping it going. There's no reason for me not to, right? Like it's almost a waste of the shape that I've attained to just go back to the drawing board and wait another like 3 4 months before I get another fight. I took no damage in the fight. I'm uninjured. My arm was a little sore for about a week and a half, but other than that, everything's good. Arm feels good now. Like ready to go, man.
Last question about UFC Calgary. Was there any blowback? Because you kind of did that thing at the weigh-ins with Dana White where you pretended to shake his hand and then you pulled it away. Was there any blowback from that at all?
They didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pissed them off. It pissed off all the higher ups. Not only that, but the music video pissed them off too. So there was a little bit of blowback. Yeah. in getting this new fight, I wasn't like when I said short turnaround, I was thinking Moncton, right? They're like Moscow, and I was like, yeah, okay. If I go to Moscow, I want a new contract. They're like, no. If you go to Moscow and you beat Rustam, then we'll give you a new contract. They made it very clear to me in a very political manner that they've been letting guys fight out their contracts because they have so many guys coming in from the contender that they're really letting go of a lot of guys now. And they gave me examples like, this isn't just you, we're not just doing this to you, so I can't go and say anything bad about them. And yeah, just letting me know that that I'm very expendable and they don't need me, and I better go and perform against Rustam or it's peace.
Were you surprised to even get this fight? I know you had another fight on your contract, but just with the fact that, I mean, I think people were just assuming, and you even talked about this in our pre-fight interview, that, you know, obviously the UFC not happy about your union efforts. I mean, they can cut you at any time. So was there a little bit of surprise to get this other fight?
Yeah, I was definitely worried after the loss. I was in the way I was pursuing everything and what I was doing. I had expected to be cut off of the first loss, and I accepted that risk. I knew it was a risk, and I knew it was worth the risk. So I really regret nothing. But I was lucky enough to get this next opportunity, and they've said that I will get a new contract after I beat Rustam. So I would imagine that they're going to hold up their end of the bargain here, and this isn't the last time you're going to see me in the UFC.
Are you afraid that even if you do win, they won't renew you and you'll be a free agent?
It's possible. It's possible. But if that does happen, at least coming off of a win, being a free agent, I have a
Good
little bit.
position. Yeah.
I'm in a little bit better position. So yeah. Whatever happens, happens. I've really learned recently that I need to start letting go of the expectation, letting go of the outcome. I'm pretty good at doing that in fights. I need to get better at doing that in life, because my attachment to the outcome, like my attachment to the outcome of us needing this project spearhead to happen in order to get a voice at the table, me being attached to that so greatly puts a lot of frustration and anger inside me when it doesn't start lining up as quickly as I want it to. So with everything in life, I need to just let go of the expectation and just put in the work and do what I need to do, and know that whatever is meant for me is not going to escape me. Whatever is meant for me will happen, and no matter what that situation leads to, whether it's me getting cut from the UFC, whether it's me stopping fighting, whether it's me attaining the world title, whatever it is, I know that is my true path. That is what is actually meant for my soul, and will serve me to my highest. So that takes a lot of the stress off of the plate, and allows me to be much happier in life, and act out a little bit less, because I have a lot less anger and frustration about the situation that I and the rest of us martial artists are in.
Is the mentality the same going into this fight? Because again, I imagine Rustam going to be a pretty big favorite heading into this fight, and you know, you like you said, you got nothing to lose. I mean, at this point, it's, you know, is that sort of the similar mentality as the last fight?
Yeah, like I'm always the underdog. I think the last fight that I wasn't an underdog was like Naoyuki Kotani maybe, in Tokyo, which is quite some time ago now. So I'm always the underdog. I'm the underdog king, and I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me, because really all these odds are just based on other people's perceptions, and most of these people are perceiving it from a mindset and a knowledge base that isn't really based in true understanding of martial arts, right? These aren't the world's greatest martial artists that are assessing the fight and being like, oh, this guy's going to win. They're odds makers and bet placers and people like that. So I don't really care what other people think. It doesn't really affect me. All that really matters is my own perception. So moving forward, I'm just going to continue to believe in myself, and I'm sure that will show when we get to the octagon.
How do you see this fight playing out on September 15th?
I don't know. No idea.
Okay. Just
Well,
go in there, see
however
what
it's
happens.
supposed to
Yeah.
play out. You know, like that's part of letting go of the expectation is I can't place my own wants and put them at the forefront of what I believe to happen. Like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It really depends on how he reacts. It depends on how he reacts to the movement. It depends how he reacts to the variety. It depends on what his mindset is going in. It depends on what his camp was like, what his body's like, what his fitness level's like. There's so many things that will factor into that I can't really predict it. I know that I have weapons to finish him on the feet. I know that I have weapons to finish him on the mat. And I know that I have a game plan that will win a decision if it in fact goes that far. So whatever's meant to happen is going to happen, and I just let it go, you know?
Before I let you go, obviously the podcast is going well. I was on it. I appreciate that invite, by the way. It was good to be
Yeah.
on with it. But how's that going? How are you liking doing that on top of everything else? I know you're really getting some momentum. You had Carla Esparza on recently. I saw that. What's in the works for the podcast?
It's going good, man. It's going good. We're looking to have Arnold Allen on this week. I was trying to get Rory, but he's hella busy with training and everything. Um, and like we just got a couple changes. We're changing the studio. We're moving it into Shaq's house just so we can have a little bit more creative control. We're creating a bit of a set and stuff. So it's cool, man. We're moving forward and doing new things, and it's just a lot of fun to do. I know eventually it's going to really start generating some serious momentum and hype. But we're playing the long game, you know. Like I'm doing it regardless. You know, if nobody's watching, I'm still gonna do it. So it's just taking time for us to get like serious views on it. But it's a passion, you know. So I mean, we're just gonna keep at it.
And you're certainly keeping at it, man. Not much time off in between your last fight, and it's going to be a good one. It's coming up here on September 15th. It's UFC Fight Night 136. Kajan, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so the best place to find me is on Instagram. It's where I'm the most busy. I am Kajan. Kajan is how you spell my name. On Twitter, I am Ragin, just because I haven't been able to change the moniker. I don't know why they don't let me change it. I tried to get UFC to do it. They couldn't do it. So whatever. And then sponsors, I want to shout out Chomp Vegan Eatery. They're amazing vegan delivery food back home in Vancouver. I want to shout out Bien Manger. They're helping me out with meal prep out here in Montreal. I want to shout out to Receptra MMA. CBD company. They've been keeping my body healthy for quite some time now. And as always, TriStar Vancouver and TriStar Montreal, both gyms amazing. If you're in Van City, though, come down to the family because we're like a real family, man. We do everything together. It's amazing. Come down, join the vibe.